today's video we're going to be talking about Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and there's 4 monsters in the film.
That we know of.
Yeah, Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra. So there's 4 monsters, and this video is titled, Which One Will Stand Out the Most? And we're going to talk about it, because I don't think it's as obvious as, obviously Godzilla's name is in the title, but the other part of the title is King of the Monsters. And who is the King of the Monsters? We really don't know, do we?
No, I mean, definitely people assumed when it first came out that it was Godzilla, which that would make sense since this is a Godzilla movie. But when you really think about it, in 2020 there's a King Kong versus Godzilla movie, and there's a real possibility that the king that they're talking about, it's even teased in the trailer when they say,
"Long live the king."
Yeah.
Which I think that character is the villain, or there's a lot of theories going around. Some people think that that character who says "Long live the king" is Tom Hiddleston's character from Kong Skull Island,
Who had this move right here.
And so basically, that's him. Because apparently, from what we hear from like set reports, Vera Farmiga, the girl in the movie, during the first trailer, the only trailer that's been out, she's talking about like what's going on. Her voice is in the background, and it sounds like when she's saying that against her will, because it says in the description that she's being held hostage somewhere.
Yeah.
So that group, which might be Tom Hiddleston's group, is making her say all this because they want to release all these things, which I'm not sure why his character would do that, but maybe they should explain that. But the King of the Monsters, really, I'm starting to lean more towards that it's going to be King Ghidorah winning the battle.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, yeah, Godzilla, people are saying he's the King of the Monsters, but King Ghidorah is standing at over 500 feet tall. He has 3 heads, so he's really 3 kaijus.
And in his name is King. King Ghidorah. So.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, so it really is not as simple. I mean, I think the King of the Monsters really is King Ghidorah.
At this point,
I mean,
that's why I'm thinking if they do go that route, then maybe Godzilla's injured, and then Godzilla versus King Kong, they do fight obviously, but then they realize they need even more help besides. I mean, they're gonna have Rodan and Mothra come in and help, even though someone did say that not all the monsters are on screen at once. Maybe they're saving the huge battle of King Kong, Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, all against King Ghidorah, which would be a heck of a freaking battle right there.
The big question: who will stand out the most? And honestly, I think we both agree Mothra and Rodan will probably be. They'll be the ones they'll
get the least screen time out of all of them, probably.
Even though we're still really interested to see what they're going to do with them.
I still think both the characters, Rodan and Mothra, will have their moments, but they're not going to focus on them and have a whole 30-minute backstory on Mothra.
Even though there is rumors Rodan turns evil, so that would definitely make him stand out.
I think Rodan, when you first see him, when he first sees Godzilla, they're going to fight a little bit, because in all the movies that these movies are being based off of, Rodan is he's kind of an anti-hero type guy where sometimes he'll fight Godzilla, sometimes he'll help Godzilla, and then sometimes he just doesn't care and he'll just do what he wants to do.
Destroy a town.
So he's not a good guy, but he's also not 100% bad guy. So he's kind of a cool character because you don't know what he's going to do. He might just, in that final fight between Mothra, Godzilla, and King Ghidorah, he might just come flying in randomly and help out. So
because Mothra in the trailer looks like a saint, and Rodan, you really don't know. He's destroying planes.
Mothra, I feel pretty confident that he's going to be 100% good, because I think he's kind of the it might get kind of weird with
gentle
how that's the humans' way of communicating with Godzilla and them, because Mothra is kind of, I don't know if they're going to go that route, but in the old movies they do have Mothra be they basically can talk to Mothra in some way, and he can communicate, which is why in the past movies, Mothra's the one that basically convinces Godzilla and Rodan to team up to fight King Ghidorah, which I don't know if they do that.
But I mean, I just know that Godzilla, you've already seen him first of all on screen in a movie. In King Ghidorah, you really haven't seen except for one very shadowy
maybe
shot.
2 shots. There's a shot of an eye, a huge head. I think that might be one of the heads of King Ghidorah, but I'm not sure who that actually is. But it's just this clip here.
Yeah, and that's why I think King Ghidorah could actually be the biggest standout, because, well, if he's the biggest, we haven't seen him yet, and he's one of the biggest monsters in Godzilla's universe, right? I mean, isn't he one of the biggest villains?
It's probably his most
well known. But no, that's the thing. So for me, at least, predicting this movie, I feel like being like the least or what is the word? The biggest standout monster will be King Ghidorah, then Godzilla, then
we're not making predictions yet.
Yeah, but that's just
movie. We'll do that before the movie comes out, because right now we're basically just going off of one trailer, which didn't really show much of the storyline besides just what we expected to see, which was like monsters and like a big scale stuff. I know Angry Joe talked about it. There's a shot in the trailer where like you see the White House and like just destruction with like tornadoes and stuff, and I'm really thinking, and you see like a machine gun getting shot at Rodan. I'm really hoping that's not a dream sequence, because I do want to see like a big scale like destruction, because then once that happens, you can't have these monsters fighting without some collateral damage, because if these monsters can fight like that, if their wings are that powerful, like they can cause hurricanes, tornadoes, there's going to be a lot of destruction. So
well, yeah, from the trailers.
I'm just hoping that shot wasn't like a dream sequence, like they imagine the world post-apocalypse or whatever. I don't know
they can't. I don't think they would do something like that in this movie. I mean, I know Aquaman, I think they're doing that, but so what are you predicting from the ranking the monsters? Yeah.
Okay, so if I had to rank them from like the most focused on standout wise, like screen time, I'd say I think Godzilla is going to edge out King Ghidorah by just a little bit, but it'll go Godzilla, King Ghidorah, then Mothra, then Rodan, and then I do think you will see Kong in this movie. I know, yeah. That's
why don't we just tag that on to the end here? I think this is my prediction. There's gonna be an end credit scene. They're gonna go to Kong Skull Island. You're gonna see Kong's old footprint, and then a new one's gonna cover it. How much you want to bet?
Well, I think there's gonna be something. It has to be something. Obviously, it has to be about Kong.
Explain it.
But at least a second end credit scene. Maybe the first one could be teasing the destroyer or something like that.
You see him doing like a butterfly in the ocean, from far away.
They have to describe, or they have to show that he's bigger, because obviously we know because we pay attention to what's going on, but normal people are gonna think King Kong's way smaller than Godzilla, which he is in Skull Island. But they need to show something like something to show how huge he actually is.
Well, what if they do this? What if Godzilla is on land and he sees the water suck back?
That would be something. I don't know how many people would know that that's King Kong.
Well, you wouldn't know.
But you would have to guess. Because think about it. This movie's coming out in late May 2019, and Kong vs. Godzilla comes out May 2020. So that's a year after this. So
with how big he is, though, it's not that easy to hide. That storm does keep him hidden, but. Because the storm around Skull Island. Or maybe you see him step out of the storm. Like he walks out of the storm of Skull Island.
That would be pretty crazy. But
crazy, Jake. You can take lightning.
I do think that what I'm expecting, we'll do a separate video on what we expect the end credits scene will be, but I think it could also be like, you see the staring guy looking at, because they're always tracking where Godzilla is, and he's like, oh my god. They're like, what? I'm tracking where Godzilla's going. And it's taking him straight to Skull Island, and then he stares at the camera, and then it cuts out. That would be. I would like that end credits, even though you don't see Kong, but that still is obviously a direct, Kong reference. So make sure this is kind of our video ranking the monsters and what we think. So down in the comments, put your top out of the 4 characters that we know that are confirmed in this movie. Rank them from most focused on, or most you can do most anticipated, or who do you think is going to get the most screen time from 1 to 4? 1 being the most screen time, 4 being the least screen time. You heard our list. Mine was Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Mothra, Rodan. Mine was King Ghidorah, Godzilla, Rodan, and Mothra. Make sure you let us know down below who your top 4 most anticipated monsters are. And put down in the comments if you guys think, do you think they will show Kong on screen, or will they just reference him? I think it'll be an end credit scene. I think the foot will cover up the old footprint. I'm calling it right now. So I really get credit for this. I feel like I'm more hoping to see Kong on screen. I'm really realistically, I think they're just going to reference him or just mention him. I don't think he's going to be throwing any kind of punches in this movie. Well, you know what? I have one more. Either the foot covers up the old footprint, or you see the storm lightning, and he's in the storm. You see how big he is, taking out the whole island. Wouldn't that be awesome? That'd be pretty good tease. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.